Maria's story may be one of the strangest stories that you have ever heard in your life. The strange thing is that the story is real and it happened in a city in the United States of America. She was living an ordinary life with her mother, father, brother, Harry, and her little sister, Hannah, until that day came. Sarah was a big fan of themes of jinn, ghosts, and horror stories. She used to read a lot in this field and was very interested in it. One day, after Sarah woke up in the morning, a mysterious message arrived on Sarah's phone, as Sarah usually wakes up from sleep and plays with her phone a little. Sarah chose you to take revenge for me because you are the only person who will take my revenge. Sarah replied to him with astonishment. Who are you? He replied to him immediately. It is not important who I am, but I will explain to you my story. I am a dead person for more than 4 years. Someone killed me for no reason. The problem for today is that the police considered my death an accident, and I want to take away my rights and choose you. You are of all people to help me. Sarah at that moment started laughing and told her friend the message and said to her, surely this is one of the girls who wants to scare me and play a prank on me. Suddenly, while reading the message to her friend, she received another message from the same number that says, never read my messages to anyone here. Sarah got a little scared, and without any introductions, I blocked his number. The next day, in the morning, Sarah went down and ate breakfast with her family, and here she told them of the strange message she had received. Here her father told her not to be afraid of people trying to mess with you and scare you only. Sarah was not afraid at all and continued her day as usual and went to her studies and met her friend. While Sarah was returning home with her, she received a message from the same number written in it. Sarah, why are you banning me because this thing will not prevent me from texting you? Maria, at this time, was surprised how he could text me from the same number, and I blocked him yesterday. Sarah replied to him, who you are and if you want me. Reply to it, I ask you for the second time, do you agree? In my revenge, Sarah was still convinced that it was a prank from one of her friends, and that is why she answered him. If you are one of my friends and you are playing a prank on me, stop because they do not like this joke. Don't believe me, look at the building opposite you. In front of Sarah's school there was an abandoned building that no one lived in for a long time after he sent her to look at the building opposite you. Sarah looked there and saw a person dressed in black and pointing at her with his hand. The natural thing that Sarah did was she told her friend and told her to look at the building and look at that person who was pointing at me. Her friend looked carefully, but she did not see anyone there. At the same moment, a message arrived to Sarah saying, Sarah, do not bother yourself. The person who is there will not be able to see it except you. Here, fear entered Sarah's heart, so she tried to convince her friend of what she saw, but to no avail. At that time, Sarah decided to give up answering this person and ignore him. Days passed and messages reached Sarah, but she did not answer. On it, at this time, a strange message arrived to Sarah, in which it was written, Sarah, tomorrow will be your first warning. Sarah did not care about his words and said that he is a liar and he is only trying to scare me. The next day Sarah woke up and everything was normal. She went to school and met her friend and everything was normal. Sarah went home and her father's phone was ringing. A difficult and critical situation. Sarah, at that moment, remembered the message of that person, the warning and the threat he had given her. They quickly went to the hospital and found Harry's condition improved and became stable. Here, Sarah told her father about the threat that had arrived on her phone, and here her father decided to go to the nearest police station to report this threat.